Yep, that's right, folks. Today, we're going to be looking at things that most of us, especially people of my generation, have done in their past that we probably have forgot about. I was just sitting there one day, like looking in the sky, ooh, doo, 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 and I was like, oh, wait, it just popped into my head. The book fair. Going to the book fair in elementary school, it was like the best thing ever because we would get time to just look around and not do work, even though it was just simple things. It was the best, but also the worst for me personally because I didn't have money to get the cool books with the necklaces and the toys in them. If I remember correctly, they did have free book section for kids like me. Poor.
Walk out the door, you see someone that you know and they ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
But my friends did kind of share them, which was pretty cool. Now, it was a while ago, so my memories are pretty hazy, but from what I can remember, it was always a good time. I remember in 5th grade, I either saved up a bit of money or stole it because I was a naughty boy. I finally got to buy a book with the shark necklace, and it was so freaking cool. And of course, it wasn't even a real shark tooth. I'm pretty sure it was made of like rubber or something. Crazy how we were satisfied by things like this as a kid. It just makes me miss it even more. Not worrying about adulting shit and just looking at some cool books. But in reality, looking at the toys. My teachers would let students go down by themselves if they asked to buy a book or even to just look at it. Now, of course, if we took long, they would send somebody to get us, and I remember trying to use up as much time as possible to get out of doing schoolwork, which is crazy because it was only grade school. Come on, don't judge. I see you making that face. Thinking about it now, there were a lot of store things that happened in grade school. Like when Christmas was coming around, Christmas shopping as a kid, it was crazy. I remember before Christmas, maybe a week before winter break, we would take a little trip to the school library and it'd be stocked full of toys. They gave us kids opportunities to buy presents for our parents and family. Well, obviously, if our parents gave us money, then they would just be buying presents for themselves. But you get the message. It's like a nice gesture, gesture to just try.
Day.
The items there range from books to scented candles to just straight up toys. Now, like the book fair, they did have again free items for kids who didn't have money. And the items weren't as good as the purchasable ones, but they were free. What can you do? Now, again, like the book fair, I remember not having money until like maybe 5th grade. And I'm pretty sure this time I did steal money because if you know anything about Asian parents, especially first gen Asian parents, they don't really like to waste money on unnecessary things. But I had good intentions this time when taking the money because I just wanted to give what I thought were decent presents that year, And like it wasn't crazy amounts. If the school were asking for like $60 on cheap ass toys that kids are gonna buy, that would be robbery in plain sight. I'm pretty sure I only took like $10 to $5 to buy my grandma like this stupid plastic diamond that she thought was real for a little bit, and like the other presents that just didn't make sense either. And while buying, I remember being so nervous because it was the first time I lined up to buy things, and I picked out too many things, so I had to put some back because I didn't have enough money. And for the rest of the day, I was a sad little boy. But I did end up having enough for my families. But I was a child, so at least the intentions were there. Speaking on Christmas though, did anyone else decorate sugar cookies and had like a hot chocolate station in elementary school? We would also show up dressed in our pajamas, and it was so cool, man. Again, because we didn't do any work for like the last hour and a half, and we got cookies. Like, I don't know, it was just a good time and good vibes. We would make our cookies and hot chocolates and then find a place to sit with our friends, even though we didn't really watch the movie because it was usually just the Polar Express every single year. We would just talk. We didn't have iPads or iPhones, just each other. I wonder if kids these days are getting the same treatment and opportunities to make these kind of memories. Sorry, I'm kind of just ranting for this video. I don't know if I got ADHD or not, but I might have it a little bit. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is website games. I know that we still have website games, but most of those are like websites to download games, No. I'm talking about like Cool Math Kids, Y8, and those Cartoon Network mini games. Back then, Y8 was the shit, man. I remember playing this one game where you were like block people and there were zombies. It was co-op. I played it with my brothers and we would like have to share the keyboard, making it awkward as hell, having to twist our arms and bumping into each other's fingers, getting mad. There was also this speeding game where we had to spam 2 buttons to see who was faster. Like, I miss these days. Maybe I'm just getting old now. I'm 22. Like, I already have one foot in the grave. And don't even get me started on Cool Math Kids. Do you know how many bored children this saved in a day? Now, maybe it was only my school, but like, it got banned because somebody got caught, man, and they blocked the site. It was the saddest day in my life. Like, how am I supposed to get through this lecture? And Cool Math Kids was pretty freaking cool. It had games like Johnny Upgrade, this Galaxy Run game where you play as an alien running through this platform with holes and you could change which side you're running on, a block puzzle game about trying to fit perfectly into this hole. Man, let me know in the comments if y'all school ever blocked that site. Speaking of games, mobile games. Now, of course, mobile games, just like website games, still exist today, but they're nothing like they were back then. Temple Run, Doodle Jump, Jetpack Joyride, Growtopia. There are so many nostalgic mobile games that I can't even list them all. The games on mobile today are more like joystick games trying to mimic console and PC gameplay. Games with adventure and an actual story. Not like the quick no-brain, just pure entertainment like games we had back then. They probably still make them. To be honest, I haven't been on the mobile stores in a long time, but like, come on. What's beating OG Fruit Ninja or even Flappy Bird? Like, it's crazy that kids born after 2014 will have never gotten to experience the actual Flappy Bird game. Now, sure, there's a lot of copycats of this game, and maybe you can even emulate it, but it will never be the same. Also, just the fact that they have phones or some type of device to even play these games in the first place, like I had to ask my parents or my sister when she would visit for their phones just to play it. Alright, now I just sound like a crazy old man ranting about the olden days, but as time goes by, it's just crazy to look back on. Time's moving way too fast, y'all. Now, for the last thing I wanted to talk about in this video is YouTube itself. And I know that it's been talked about before, but from what I've seen, it's mostly been talked about from the perspective of an OG YouTuber. And yes, I feel like our perspectives aren't so different, especially if you were there back then when it really first started, but I just wanted to talk about it. Back then, subscribing to someone meant a lot more. It meant we were excited to see their new videos and their channels essentially becoming kind of like a free streaming show. As a kid, I would always talk to my friends and be like, hey, did you see that new Smosh episode? It was so funny. Or did you see the new Nigahiga video? Yeah, how to sing like your favorite singer. It was so accurate, man. And nowadays, I feel like, yeah, we still subscribe to channels that we kind of like, but it's not the same. Nowadays, it just doesn't have, I guess, the same weight behind it. If that makes sense. Like, even me, you know? It's just the times and things are different now, but even I do this too, where like I see one video and think, hey, that was pretty good, or hey, that was funny, and I subscribe, only to pretty much never check their channels out ever again. I mean, hey, maybe you feel that way about this one. You know, you stumbled upon this one and maybe you like the video or two and you subscribe and you just check out, but that's okay. Please come back. I'm just kidding. But it just felt bigger back then, even though YouTube was smaller. Enough said, and that concludes the video. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's different from my other ones, but I just was feeling a little sad and nostalgic, thinking about, well, at least for my generation, the good old days, right? If you enjoyed it even a little bit or would like to support me, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more. Even if you don't, I'm just glad you're here. As always, I will see you in the next video. Peace.